Afternoon baseball here on the show. Ought to be a good one here between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Toronto Blue Jays. It's Blue Jays baseball, and it comes your way next. Sean Reed Foley is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for Toronto. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Matty V, this ought to be exciting. This is one of the top young pitchers in the game right now. He keeps getting better. He keeps learning. And if he continues at this pace, this guy has a chance to be one of the more reliable pitchers in the game.
Stepping into the box, Colton Wong. He will lead this one off today.
Leading off the afternoon for St. Louis, the second baseman, Colton Wong.
First pitch on its way. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Hit in the air to center field. Waiting on it is Hernandez. He's got it one away. Now a chance to look at the starting nine for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, you've really got to be able to appreciate the incredible talent of Paul Goldschmidt. He's certainly a guy to watch out there in this lineup. Everything he does makes them click. When he's swinging the bat well, they just go.
Popped him up. Drury is there for it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning. So bases are empty here with two gone. And stepping in, the power-hitting first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. Goldschmidt, or Goldie just for short. He was an 8th-round selection back in the 2009 MLB Draft.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
That is four. The left fielder.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right.
Hit high and deep out there to left center field. And it's gone. So a 2-run shot to left center as the Redbirds have taken a 2-0 lead.
What a way to get things started while playing on the road. Top of the first and a big fly. Just like that, they take the lead.
That is it.
So Paul DeYoung digs in next. Swung on, and this one's driven in the air as well to deep right field. Gone. Back-to-back jacks on back-to-back pitches. It's a solo shot here for Paul DeYoung, and the Cardinals lead it now 3-0.
Boy, not the way you'd like to start a game, right? First inning, you come in, you give up 2 home runs. We'll see if he can regroup right here. It's not easy to sometimes come back from that.
Here's the catcher, Yadier Molina. Oh, could it be 3 in a row? Ranging back is Hernandez. And he makes a nice catch on the track as that ends the inning. So 2 home runs in the inning lead to 3 runs on the scoreboard. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. The Cardinals lead it 3-0. Adam Wainwright will be towing the rubber for the Cardinals. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Adam Wainwright, we all know Adam Wainwright from having that big overhand curveball. His fastball has kind of come back a little bit. He's no longer 95 to 98 miles an hour. He's 88 to 92. Still has that good overhand curveball, but he really needs that third pitch, the straight changeup, to be effective. You'll know early on if he's getting swings and misses on that overhand curveball. Adam Wainwright could be in for a good night.
Line drive to center field. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Around second, he's on his way to third. And he'll get there as he starts the home first with a leadoff triple.
even the best center fielders make mistakes once in a while, and that's definitely the case here. He totally misplays it, and by the time he recovers, no chance of keeping him from ending up at third.
Slow roller left side. And the run is in to score from third. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him. Into the box, Lourdes Gurriel, as he'll take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. And he comes back with one in there for a high strike. High in the air down the right field line. And foul. And another foul ball. Again, a 1-2. Swing and a miss there as the breaking ball takes care of him for the first out. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Runners on the move for second. Strike taken. The throw is well behind the play. That's an easy stolen base. The 1-2. And this is pop foul, but perhaps playable behind first. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
From the belt, the pitch. Line drive to left. But this will hang up just long enough to be run down in shallow left for a tough second out. With that, let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, I'm excited to see if that man in the 6th spot can keep it going. He doesn't let the pressure of the big moment get to him. I love watching this guy hitting flips.
And the offline throw as this takes off down the line in left field. And after all that, he's out at the plate. What a bizarre way to end the inning, but it will end nonetheless. Blue Jays forced to settle for just the 1. On now to the top half of inning number 2. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Blue Jays 1. Stepping in for the Cardinals, Tommy Edman. He'll get us started in the top of the 2nd. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Fouled away. No plate discipline that time, and he's in the hole now, 0-2. Hit hard up the middle. Oh, he makes the stop. The throw. He is out. And that's a huge play to keep the leadoff man off base. But hold on here now. They quickly requested some time to take a look at the replay, and they may decide to challenge that out call. The next to bat for St. Louis, Harrison Bader. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. Cold strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. And he'll try to hold back, but he won't be able to, as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now. So striding forward now, Edmundo Sosa. He'll work on keeping this top of the 2nd alive. Changeup too low, and it's 1-0. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch.
No, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
2 out, nobody on. Now a check swing, but he does manage to hold up in time. Ball 3.
Name of the game out on the mound is to disrupt timing of the hitters in the box. He's certainly got this guy on the defensive.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now. And this is pulled fouled as he was way out in front there. The next 3-2. Fouled off.
Hey, last two pitches back-to-back, off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
Now here's a check swing, and they appeal down to first. No swing, so that's ball 4. Colton Wong will stand in. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. In there, now the throw. And he is out at second. First delivery to him on the way. Chance here for the second baseman, Wong. Reined in. And he will whip this one over to first in time for the out.
The St. Louis Cardinals attack you on defense in this fashion. And this team, they're not going to be moving around as much as some of the new age teams. The shifting and moving the third baseman over second base and the right fielder to play third base. This is going to be your stationary team, trusting pitchers to execute pitches.
Called strike, and he's behind 1-2.
Hey, I don't blame him for giving up on that curveball. That was a rainbow coming out of the sky. Stole a strike.
Had him fooled as he swings through the curveball. 2 down. First pitch coming from Wainwright. So Oscar Hernandez is at the plate now, and he takes a called strike. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now.
You got to go into battle mode after falling down 0-2 and find it.
And we'll have to leave it there, as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Blue Jays go down in order. Score holds. It's 3-1. Digging in for his second at-bat, Colton Wong, as we are all set to begin the third inning in this one. And this is popped up near second base. Drury over to his right, and that's the first out of the inning. Here's Matt Carpenter, 0 for 1 for him here in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Checked his swing there, and Dave Lawrence says he held up just enough. Ball 1. And he popped him up over toward the left side of the infield. And he'll squeeze this one for the second out. And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Good slider there, and he gets ahead of him 0-1.
Hey, this pitcher better be careful right here. My man at the plate is not trying to push something to the opposite field.
A ball and a strike to the Cardinals' first baseman. And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2. Can't find the zone there, and it's 3-1.
This is good patience here to work at the 3-1, especially after 2 quick outs to start the inning. Even if you don't end up getting a hit or drawing a walk, at least you're making the guy work a little bit and giving your pitcher a chance to rest a little.
And here's Gritcher to make the catch, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals, as the lead remains 3-1. Bottom of the third now, and into bat next it'll be Brendan Drury.
Hey, we're still in the early stages of this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
And here's a foul tip into the catcher's glove, moves it to 0-2 now. Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And a strike called at the knees, 0-1. Right over the top with that curveball, and it's 0-2. 0-2 count, and the pitch. And this is swung on and missed, his 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning. Striding in, Bo Bichette. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. 1 ball, no strikes to count. A ball and a strike.
Man, this guy's in a good groove right now. 7 straight retired. He's locked in.
This one's flared toward left center. DeYoung onto the grass. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. They still trail it here 3-1. All set for the start of the fourth, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder Tyler O'Neill. First pitch on its way. Hot shot to third, and a sliding effort there, but that ball had eyes, and the leadoff man's on base to start the inning.
Hey, nice effort by the third baseman right there to slide and try and knock that down. That ball was hit too good in the perfect spot.
So that brings in the power-hitting middle infielder Paul DeYoung. Hit high and deep out to left center field. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. The relay throw to third now, but he's safe. As also on the play, a run comes across to score. Well, that didn't take long to get a run on the board this inning.
Yeah, they made it look easy, didn't they? Leadoff single puts the guy in the stretch, and then wham, the triple chases him home.
Yadi Molina digging in now, and he'll promptly send it in the air out to center field. And that's going to fall for a base hit. And the runner scores from third as they extend their lead.
Somebody's going to be icing their thumbs after this game. That's a jam sandwich, but able to mix in a knock.
Stepping in now, Tommy Edman, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one.
It's really hard to match up this poor performance when you dive into the numbers. This guy's thrown over 80% of his first pitches for strikes, but he's going to need to have to clean his stuff up a little bit better and get the ball down in the strike zone.
Molina gets his lead at first, nobody out. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
You look in the dugout, you can tell that manager's getting ready to come out on that top step. If he doesn't get out of this situation right here, and it's a tough one, I think the bullpen comes in.
Checks his swing, but this will be strike two call. Grounded back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Now batting, the center fielder, Harrison Bader.
And that'll bring up the former top prospect. Oh, it's off the third base bag. And now it'll kick around in the corner. And after all that, 1 run scores, but a potential second run will have to hold on at third base.
Well, when your starter has a rough start, you'd like to give him some time to get out of trouble. But that's 6 runs he's given up in the early going. You have to wonder how much more time they're going to stick with it.
Here comes a Toronto skipper out toward the pitcher's mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll exit here this afternoon to a smattering of boos after what can be described as really a subpar performance. Sam Gaviglio answers the call from the pen here in the fourth, as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter. In now, Edmundo Sosa. He hits here in a spot where he might be able to put this one out of reach.
Yeah, Matt, down 5, another run across here could very well put the nail in the coffin. Mentally, they might still feel like they've got a shot if they could get out of this jam, though.
And the tag gets him, but a run is in to score away from the play. And not in time as the run scores. First pitch coming, here it is. The bouncer to the left side. Bichette's got it. throw, and he's called out on a close play at first.
Now back, designated hitter, Matt Carpenter.
Coming forward now is the Cards' designated hitter, Matt Carpenter. He got under one and popped out his last time up. Hit hard on the ground to the right. Drury has it on to first, and it's in time as they're finally able to retire him. So they nearly bat around here as 8 men come to the plate in scoring 5. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. Cards lead it 8-1. Bottom of the inning now, and striding forward the designated hitter, Kevin Biggio.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Here's a high pop-up. Wainwright waits on it. 1 away. At the plate, Lourdes Gurriel. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Wong takes charge out there, and he stays with it for the second out.
Up next for the Blue Jays.
So digging in now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-1. Line to the right side, and that is in there for a 2-out base knock. So we'll go a little deeper into the bottom of the 4th as that extends the inning.
Hey, he had just retired 10 straight until that base hit right there. That's into almost 4th inning of him not ever seeing the stretch. We'll see how he does with a runner on now.
And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now. Randall Grichuk at the plate now. Lays off 1-0. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. 1-0 is a curveball that's over for strike 1. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. Goldschmidt has room in foul territory, and that ends the inning. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We played 4 full. The Cardinals are out in front, 8-1. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He said it was clear his guys were locked into their at-bats from the very first pitch, and that's something they emphasized in the pregame meetings. He's happy they got the message, as now they've gotten into the bullpen, and they put up some solid run production in the early part of this game.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
Now back.
Digging in and looking for more, Tyler O'Neill. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. And he'll lay off a first pitch sinker, missing down and in for a ball. 1-0. And some action now in the Toronto bullpen as a right-hander starts to get loose. And this one's too far inside, ball 2.
Well, that's another great hitting count here on 2-0. It's no wonder why they're up 7.
2-1. Here's the pitch. 2-2.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
Liner towards second. A leap here, but it ticks off his glove.
Up next to the Cardinals, the shortstop, Paul DeYoung.
Standing in now, Paul DeYoung. Yes, he'll take a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. He's got a homer and a triple to this point in the game. Runners off for second. Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The next 0-2. Runner going a second time. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. another 0-2. Running yet again for second. He swings and misses. Throw down. Low throw, and he can't handle the short hop.
Now batting, catcher, Yadier.
Ready for another shot now. Yadier Molina, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game.
I mean, Yadi, when he first broke on the scene, was a defender first and foremost. You can't say that anymore. I mean, he's evolved into a really, really nice offensive player.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Drury's got it, and the side is retired. 1 left for the Cardinals, and it remains an 8-1 ball game. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Blue Jays to discuss his thoughts on his team's lineup so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said they've been chasing at pitches out of the zone all game, which obviously doesn't usually lead to good results. Until they start being more selective with their swings, he said they will continue to struggle.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch. And here's a curveball looked at. Strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the inning. Standing in, Brendan Drury. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Good pitch on the black. That was the sinker for a strike.
Man, this guy's been incredibly efficient so far in this one, mostly because he's getting ahead. 70% of the batters he's faced, he's thrown the first pitch strike to.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. And he will run this one down. A good read off the bat for the second out. Up next is Danny Jansen. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. And a curveball in for a strike.
2 quick outs in this inning so far. His pitch count is really down. I think one of the keys is he's been attacking the strike zone early on, making these guys swing.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Blue Jays go down in order. It's still an 8-1 ball game. Stepping in, Tommy Edman. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far.
Right fielder, number 19.
First delivery to him on the way. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. Down the first baseline, but this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. In the air out to left. Gurriel is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out. So that'll bring in Harrison Bader. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Smoked on the ground up the middle. Bichette picks it up cleanly. And the throw here is going to get him at first. Excellent range there at short, and there are 2 away now.
The third baseman.
So striding in, Edmundo Sosa. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. 1-0 the count. 8 runs, 9 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. High and deep to right center. On the run is Hernandez. He can't get there in time, and now it hops over the wall for a ground rule double.
Pretty good swing right there as he drives this ball deep. 1 hops over the wall, and he can just walk into second base with a ground rule double.
Here's Colton Wong now. Trying to bunt his way aboard, but this will get foul. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. And he will smartly swipe that ball away in foul territory, so we likely won't see the bunt again now with 2 strikes. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, he's able to get a glove on that one. Fortunately, he's able to stick with it and get the out at first, and that'll put an end to the inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. The three of us are back after this message and a word from our local stations. Ready once again, Bo Bichette. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. A ball and no strikes. Good zip on that one as he just throws it by him for strike one. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And that sinking fastball didn't sink, it stayed high. Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. Now a dive, but he can't get there, and this is going to be trouble out there in left center. Around second now and headed for third. And he is into third with a leadoff triple.
Wow, he's getting his daily conditioning in during the game. That's his second triple, so obviously he's seeing the ball great, and he's showing he knows how to motor around the bases just fine.
Called strike at the knees, 1-1. Grounded to the right. Wong gets to it, and he's out on the tag. But they do play to run on the play. At the plate, Lourdes Gurriel. Bases empty in front of him with one away following the RBI ground out. No balls and a strike to count. Here's the pitch. In there, and it's 0-2 now. And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. And that's going to land foul. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game.
Well, you can tell by their approach that they're going to go up there and try to be aggressive off this guy, but he's taking full advantage of that. He's pounding the zone with strikes, and right now we're seeing a lot of swings and misses and a lot of strikeouts and no walks either.
Wainwright's ready. Here's the 0-2. Sent on the ground out to second. Taken in by Wong. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. 7th inning coming up. It's the Cardinals 8, the Blue Jays 2. To the plate now is the designated hitter, Matt Carpenter. He'll lead things off as they look to perhaps build on an already sizable lead.
I think he's forgotten about sometimes, Matt Carpenter. When we talk about best hitters in our sport, I think he's one of the more underrated offensive players.
And an offline throw, but boy, look at him stretch out and keep the foot on the bag. Great concentration there for the first out. A bouncer up the middle. Bichette gathers it in. And the throw is a high one, but he's able to keep a foot tethered on the bag, and that becomes out number 2. Now here it comes. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Hit hard back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's putting together a monster line in this one. They just can't get him out.
Talk about having a day, Debo. He gets his 4th knock of the game, but mixed in with one of those 4 was a round tripper. Not a bad day.
Yeah, you have 5, maybe a handful of games that you can throw out 4 knocks throughout the course of the year. Add in a tater to go with it. He's smiling. His food's going to taste better tonight.
Oh, and a half swing there on a pitch out of the zone. Indeed, it's strike 2. He waits. Now the pitch. Weak grounder down the line at third, but a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. In the dirt here, and he'll rein it in as the count moves to 1-2. Throw over to first, and the runner will get back standing. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Hit hard on the ground to third. And a sliding try there at third, but it skips by him, a base hit.
Well, with that base hit right there, D-Row, he's one double. He's 3/4 of the way to the cycle. He gets one more AB. All he needs is a double.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. If I'm hitting right here and I have a chance for a triple, Dan, guess who's tripping coming around second base?
That's it. Hang on for two.
Pulling up.
Thomas Pannone comes on to pitch now, hoping for better results than the other arms that they've run out there in this one. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Cards strand a couple, but no matter, they lead it 8-2. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and next to bat will be the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Genesis Cabrera gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home seventh.
Number 92.
In there, strike one.
Cabrera.
Fastball, and it gets by him, a swinging strike.
0-2 count. You could do just about anything you want right now. Up, down, in, out, hard, soft. Good time to be a pitcher.
Curveball got him swinging for the first out.
The right fielder, number
Ready to
15.
deliver. Here's the first pitch. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
When I broke into the league, not many guys were throwing that elevated fastball with that much velocity on it. The game has changed.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen. And no swing, apparently. Ball one. Bases are empty here with two men out. And, wow, a very high strike, but a strike nonetheless, and it's 1-1.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
Got him, and he goes down on strikes for the third time. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. Still 8-2. Ready to begin the eighth, and next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Tommy Edman.
Number 19. Tommy.
Started to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike one. And he fouls this one off. A windup and the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out. Didn't look to me like that was much of a protect swing with two strikes.
No, he was trying to go yard, two strikes or not. Kind of looks bad if you strike out like he did, though. I'm sure his manager would have liked for him to focus on getting on base.
And it's fouled away. The windup and the 0-1. And a big rip at the curveball, but he didn't get it, and he becomes the second casualty of the inning. Trying to pick things up where he left off, Edmundo Sosa. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. 2 out, nobody on. Line drive snagged on a short hop. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Down in order go the Cardinals, but no matter, they lead it 8-2. Brandon Drury will bat next. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
Tyler Webb is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the eighth.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
Fouled away. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. He'll throw down to first, one away.
Now batting, number 9.
First delivery to him on the way. Fouled off. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
I don't know if that was a great take or he got fooled. He's certainly trying to play it off like he knew what was coming. You could bet he'd be on alert for that curveball again.
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Danny Jansen becomes out number 2 this inning. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Go to that well one more.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. Blue Jays go down in order. Still 8-2. And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Colton Wong. He'll try and lead things off here in inning number 9. And he fouls this one off. Oh, and he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2.
Real ugly 0-1 swing there. As a pitcher, you've got to be hunting for the strikeout, knowing you have this guy way off balance.
Oh, and it's not often you see a guy like that flail so badly up there, but that was a great pitch for out number 1.
Matt Carpenter.
Digging in now will be Matt Carpenter. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his. Brad Miller will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning.
Brad Miller.
In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. Oh, pretty healthy hack that time. It's 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hits this one hard the other way, and that gets through for a 1-out base hit.
Sometimes you just got to trust your hands. That pitch probably wasn't even in the zone, and he was able to fight it off for a base hit.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. Now a swing and a deep drive to left. Into the second deck and gone. A 2-run home run off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt as they've widened this lead to 8 now.
Yeah, and that's what you call a dream scenario or an absolute nightmare, depending on your viewpoint. A power pitcher on the bump and a power hitter at the plate. A plus B equals see you later. It's simple math, folks.
At the plate, Tyler O'Neill.
The left fielder.
He sends it on the ground softly to the left. And that's the second out. Now at the plate, Paul DeYoung. Last time through was a base hit. And it's fouled away. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Lifted down the line in right and back out of play. Count holds it 0-2. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense? Threw it right past him. A swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. But the Cards do strike for 2, both coming on this 2-run dinger. Last chance coming up for the Blue Jays. It's the Redbirds 10, the Blue Jays 2. At the plate, Kevin Biggio starting things for his side in the 9th as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
And a high strike there, 0-1. Fouled off. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right
Now
there
back.
with 2 strikes. That
The left
elevated
fielder.
fastball. Every
Loaded.
hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time, you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss, and another strikeout.
He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His 3rd punch out of the game.
Now batting.
First offering on its way. In there, and it's 0-1. 2 out, nobody on. And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. And no one will track it down. Final strike for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
It seemed like everyone had a hand in this win, and that's usually the case when you win a game by 8 runs. Feels good to dominate a game like that.
10-2 the final in this game. The St. Louis Cardinals posted a 3-run first to propel them to the win. Adam Wainwright earns the victory on the mound. Sean Reed Foley was slapped with 8 earned runs as he takes the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious St. Louis Cardinals, 10 runs on 14 hits. No errors. They left 5 men on base. For the Blue Jays, 2 runs on 5 hits. No errors. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 29 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.